We require as a team proper levels of pugnacity, testosterone, truculence, and belligerence.
For as long as I can remember, phrases like this have rang synonymous with success in the NHL. If you want to win, you've got to be tough. You have to be resilient. You have to have a certain sandpaper. And in the eyes of many, most of these traits are tied to one underlying factor: size. But does size really matter? If you ask me, no. But in this video, we're going to take a loose look at how size factors into success in the modern NHL. Starting with the 2024 NHL season, it likely comes as no surprise the Vegas Golden Knights are the undisputed heavyweight of the league with an average height of 188.78 centimeters, and they're also the NHL's heaviest team with an average weight of 210 pounds. The Knights are, of course, the reigning Stanley Cup champions, and due to injuries this season, they're maybe not as high in the standings as they otherwise could be, but as you can see here, several of the NHL's tallest teams this season comfortably sit in the league's top 10 rankings. Edmonton, Boston, Florida, Winnipeg, and the New York Rangers sit hand in hand with the Knights as some of the league's tallest and most successful teams. So, how do things look on the other end of the spectrum? Of the 10 shortest teams in the NHL, only 4 of them are likely to make the playoffs this season. The obvious outlier here comes with a cup favorite for many in the Colorado Avalanche. The Avs are the NHL's second shortest team, playing the fastest brand of hockey this season. Nathan MacKinnon, Cale Makar, Miles Wood, and now Sean Walker have all performed as some of the league's most consistently quick skaters this year, complementing tactics that cements Colorado as a true offensive juggernaut. So, the Vegas Golden Knights and Colorado Avalanche are on opposite ends of the size spectrum, but in their most healthy forms, they're both considered as 2 of the league's top cup contenders. So, who wins out in a size versus speed matchup? Well, let's take a look at some recent playoff history. In 2023, the Golden Knights clobbered the Edmonton Oilers in a 6-game second-round series. Based on regular season statistics, the Oilers were the second fastest team in the league that year, so in this example, I guess size wins out. But turning back the clock to 2022, a notable encounter came in the Stanley Cup Finals. After winning 2 consecutive Stanley Cups, the Tampa Bay Lightning were the 6th largest team in the league, matching up against the NHL's fastest team in the Colorado Avalanche. The Avs, of course, took this series with MacKinnon and company winning their first Stanley Cup, but let's focus on Tampa Bay. In their previous 2 championship seasons, the Bolts were among the NHL's 10 shortest teams. That's not to say they didn't have size, it just wasn't as big of a part of their identity. Between 2021 and 2022, the Bolts notably waved farewell to Yanni Gourde, Tyler Johnson, and Blake Coleman, who were all below 6 feet tall, and they also lost a notable player in 6'3" Barclay Goodrow. The departure of their third line was obviously significant in itself, but the Lightning replaced these players with the likes of Brandon Hagel, Corey Perry, Nick Paul, and Taylor Radish, who are all 6'2" or taller. These additions helped to solidify Tampa Bay as one of the biggest teams in the league that season. This is by no means an airtight argument. I'd label it as more of a simple analysis. Tampa Bay's decision to bring more size into their lineup wasn't a dagger in their back. They went to the Stanley Cup final for a 3rd consecutive season, but they ended up getting burned by a speedy Avalanche squadron destined for greatness. All that said, it's important to recognize that measuring teams against one another using a scale like this is almost superficial. In 2024, the difference in average height between Vegas, the league's tallest team, and Minnesota, the league's smallest team, is a mere 5.56 centimeters. Just because a team has a smaller average height doesn't mean they don't have size. And on the contrary, just because a team is tall doesn't mean they don't have speed. Throughout the 2010s, the Chicago Blackhawks and Pittsburgh Penguins dominated the NHL with small, speedy rosters, but the Los Angeles Kings also had immense success as one of the league's biggest teams. Anyway, that's it. That's all. We'd love to hear what you think in the comments below, talking size versus speed. And we'd also love if you went ahead and hit that subscribe button. We appreciate everyone who's clicking in on these videos. We're seeing a little influx of attention over the last few days. So thank you very much. And for What's Happening Hockey, I'm Tate Lakecraft.